Guys, and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, thank you. I appreciate you. Appreciate y'all. But we are on Taurus right now. That's the rising right now. So we are just going to get right started. We are using the Lantern Oracle again. I have switched decks. I'm using a Clarity deck, and it has several different categories. So we're going to pull a card from each of them 6 categories, and your surrender card, your affirmation card, and a spiral oracle. Hope you're doing well, Tauruses. And if you have Taurus, if you're just watching for Taurus anywhere in your chart, that's fine. I am doing this during the rising, the ascendant. So that's the energy rising right now. But if you have a moon, sun, anything you want to check out in the house of Taurus, I believe, I'm not sure if Uranus, yeah, Uranus is in Taurus, I believe, right now. So there is a few things going on in the Taurus area of the sky. We will see what energies are coming through. This is going to be something here to look at. What do we got? Inner integration. I love this. Inner integration. So integrating your inner with your outer. Also, it's making everything line up, everything work together. Feels like there's gears in the background. Like something coming together, working together. It says there is peace, equilibrium, and fulfillment in integrating the inner wild with the taming and tempering effect life has on us. I love that. So, the outer world shaping, forming, conditioning us, and somehow getting our inner wild, our inner nature, our soul, our free, this free spirit energy, this free soul energy that we know we carry and we feel inside, making it somehow fit into this world, this 3D reality, this material, physical world. So I love that. I am going to read that. I love that. I love that for you guys. It's integration time, trying to take all the stuff that you've gathered and all the knowledge you've gained inside and all the wisdom and put that into your world, put that into your physical reality. This is a number 40. Throughout our lives, we go through many phases and versions of ourselves. Same girl, different phases. And if you're a man, don't let that we become different people throughout our lives, depending on what we've learned, how we've decided to utilize what we've learned. We become different people. I can definitely feel this. I know how this feels. It's a totally different person today than I was 20 years ago. There's still always that one part of you, though, that essence, your soul that just doesn't change. It's just your energy. It says, we explore different roles, terrains, experiences, and company. At each stage of human development, we are mostly physiologically and psychologically attuned to our archetypal consciousness of either maiden, mother, guardian, or crone. Broadly speaking, each archetypal energy is a life stage or cognitive window that shapes and contains the ways we are capable of perceiving, processing, and engaging with life throughout that phase. Each facet or version of ourselves is in and of itself incomplete, wild, raw, and uncut, so to speak. Especially upon entering into a new life phase, we learn to find our way and adjust as we go. This takes time. Yeah, it doesn't happen overnight, you guys. Integration especially is a long, if you've been doing the inner work and you can feel the shifts and changes and they're happening inside, and you're like, how do I integrate this? How do I put this out there? How do I become this person that I've become? And actually, because I've talked about this, I don't know, it was about a year or two ago. Integration's just been a really thing I've also been working on. And now I feel like I am completed my integration, but not, you're always integrating. You're always changing and adapting to things around you. And especially once you've done the work, you know how important that is. So it's not an overnight thing. It doesn't happen yesterday. It doesn't happen tomorrow. This has been the message through this round of readings, you guys. And I keep saying it's like the Fibonacci, like the two, things add up to, in the Fibonacci is like a mathematical thing, but I'm getting it as like the spiral and like one little thing, almost like a butterfly effect, kind of thing, like chaos theory stuff. It's like this one little shift or change throughout your day to day can change the bigger picture. It's been a very profound message this round of readings, and actually starting even last round. So for a month about now, but really strong this last week. So you just work on those. It says, eventually our rough edges get worn down to a smooth surface, and we become increasingly adept at recognizing the red flags and which battles are necessary to fight. I love that. You are ready to advance further into self-integration. This may be a time for gaining much peace and appreciation from reviewing each stage of your life up to this point. So a review going on here for you guys, and an integrating process of what have I learned, how have I changed, and who am I now, and how can I become that even more authentically or more profoundly in my life, my day-to-day. It says, for example, the energy and wonder of your youth, the bold conviction of your teens, the openness, love, and idealism of your young adulthood, or the self-knowledge, confidence, and insight of the guardian. And that is the mother, maiden, crone, guardian energy. Trying to see here. Notice it says, during this period of self-reflection, journal the significant events, people, preoccupations, and epiphanies that stand out for you. Notice how they have influenced different versions of yourself. Highlight all the traits that you love about each version and whether they seem to have faded. Finding those things about you, the essential, the bottom line you, the you before the changes and the conditionings and the influences and all that. Find those parts of you that you love and integrate those into your life. You could be going through a big time of getting back to you, finding you again in the multiple versions of yourself that you have. We need to become, we do become, we adapt, we become versions of ourselves that aren't, they're what we need at the time, or they're what we are learning at the time, but it's not our true self is yet to be seen, right? We are constantly becoming us, you. We're constantly becoming what we're meant to be. The seed is just the seed, and the sprout is just a sprout, and we cannot tell what it is meant to be until it is over. And as we go through that process, we have to learn to adapt to the new version of ourselves. I feel like as we get older, and I do love maturity and being older, and if you had a tumultuous childhood or teenage years and you just didn't know who you were, and maybe you did know who you were, but you didn't know how to be. You just didn't know how to be, or you didn't know how to react to things around you. This integration is about that. It's about taking everything you've learned, everything you've gained, and putting it into physical action with your body. You're using your body to bring your inner beingness out. That's to the world, to your environment, to yourself. It's very nice energy to start your guys' reading. Awesome. I do love that. All right. So we're going to get a little past insight here. Five. Ooh, I like that little speck of green in there. Looks really pretty. And then it's miracles. Something miraculous, something magical, maybe something almost unbelievable you've been going through. Maybe there's been a lot of miracles. Maybe you've seen these miracles and acknowledged these miracles. Maybe you haven't. But it says on the back of this, an event that appears to be contrary to the laws of nature and is regarded as an act of God. An event or action that is totally amazing, extraordinary, or unexpected. Something admired as marvelous creation or example of a particular type of science or skill. So something quite unbelievable maybe that you've witnessed in your life. This could be something you went through. This could be something you overcame, and it's been a miracle. Like, you've seen miracles, you've experienced miracles. Maybe you're watching miraculous things happen up to this point, and you are being asked to focus on that. There's a focus on the magical in your life, in yourself, maybe in others around you. It's just, this says it's when you put in a lot of effort, miracles do happen. I believe miracles can happen with just by pure grace, honestly. But we put work in, and bigger things happen than what we expect. Sometimes it isn't right now, yesterday, like this was saying, it's a slow process. It's not an overnight thing. But in the long run, there's definitely miracles all around us, and miraculous, wonderful things that do defy the laws of normal, what our heads can wrap around nature. Now, my nature is a lot bigger than what I think we can perceive, but When you really think about it, there's something here that you may have experienced or have went through that is extraordinary, or maybe something really unexpected that you absolutely didn't expect. Maybe something you absolutely are in awe of or admire, or something here has came in that's changed like the way you perceive things and made you see some kind of magic or miracles and awe in the world, in life. Caution for this card is to gossip, not to gossip. This to me with this card specifically, just be authentic. Don't exaggerate. Don't make stories. Don't under exaggerate. Don't over exaggerate. It's a very communication thing. Gossiping can just be not speaking the whole truth, not overblowing things, maybe just making up pure nonsense. But the action is to cooperate. So there has been, since this is a past card, you've been working with something here. Maybe this energy of miracles, this energy of magic, you have been embracing, working with. And maybe you're trying not to, maybe there is, with this gossip standing out, I don't think that's like just a like talking, like socializing thing. I think it's more like a communication. It's coming through like a communication thing. Maybe you haven't talked about the miracles, or you haven't necessarily, maybe you don't know what to say about it. Maybe there's no words, sometimes things that we see and we observe and we understand, maybe even stuff that's shifted within ourselves, it's hard to talk about. And when we do, it might come out like not right. Sometimes that does happen. So I do love that. Miracles for you guys in the past here, something big. And maybe, like I said, you may see it, you may not. But if there has been any gossiping or any, it can lead to consequences. Everything in our life leads to consequences, whether those are positive consequences or negative consequences. So I love that there's been some miraculous and wonderful things that you have experienced in your past here. And you may be focusing on those things, and it may have changed. It's obviously feeling like some kind of change or shift has happened inside for you to be going through this integration. Maybe you're trying to integrate like what you thought you believed, or what you thought you knew, into what you've seen now, what you've experienced, which seems to go against nature or against logic. Okay, so that's kind of the energy I'm getting so far for you guys in this message. Let's see about your mental. We got 4. Ooh, I like this card. It's really pretty. Oh. Security. I love that. Taking care of some things here. Taking care of yourself maybe more. Maybe you witnessed something happen that looked like it wasn't going to grow or it wasn't going to thrive. Maybe you thought something was insecure, or you thought something was not going to thrive. And there is some kind of knowing here that there's some kind of security here in knowing that something is real or there. That's the message I'm getting. It's this is saying, to be mindful of your words. It is in having integrity, being honest. That is what I'm getting with this gossip and integrity here. Saying what you feel and what you've seen, what you've witnessed, what you know, what you understand. That's how you're going to integrate. This is feeling like this is guidance, saying this is how you integrate the things you know and you've seen that may be unexplainable or almost no words, because it's like but there is, that's just be mindful of what you're speaking about. And if you feel something that goes with what you've witnessed or what you've experienced, to say it and be authentic about it. I feel like if people see miracles or experience miracles in their life, they should say something, because they are now witnesses to something that most people would say, no, that's BS, or it's just nothing. A lot of people might believe that, hey, those things don't happen. Like, I know in my life I feel like a miracle. I feel like a lot of people in my life are miracles, and I feel like we went through things, and I'm sitting here sober today. It's miraculous, and I never would have thought ever in a million years that I'd be where I'm at, who I am today. To be honest, I didn't even know if I was gonna be here today. Like, my life, it feels and you may have experienced something like this. This doesn't have to be I feel like our natures are miracles and miraculous. I feel like the nature of humans is miraculous, but we don't see it. We take it for granted, and we just think, oh, we're just another animal roaming the earth. But there's so much more to being human that is miraculous and is amazing. And I do feel like this is you're feeling some kind of peace of mind about something that you've experienced, some kind of mental security, some kind of knowing, like a knowing. There's like a knowing energy here with the your mental, and it's knowing about something you've witnessed that may defy logic or may not make sense to the ordinary, because it's extraordinary. Okay, there's something extraordinary here. All right, let's see about. Ooh, I like this. You guys are getting a lot of bright colors and flowers, and yeah, this little speck of green is really neat. And you got that little flower in there. It's almost like this Miracles card. It's like in the middle of all this darkness and all this blackness, there's something bright and magical happening that may seem like unlikely. I remember I did a reading. It was like, I don't know, 4 years ago or something. It was about a little white flower. I think it was a Cancer reading. But it was this little white flower growing in the vision was, there was this little white flower growing. And I'm like, and it just came to me like the most beautiful things can grow in the most unlikely places. And that's miraculous in itself. So that's kind of the message I'm getting with looking at this bright green in this black darkness, like there's that spark of life, that spark of light where you wouldn't expect it. That's what I'm getting from that message. And then here it is, offering this, oh, something can grow here, or something is growing here, or this is something. That's what I'm getting. And then we got compassion. So this is really, really beautiful. So emotionally, we're working on feeling that we're integrating too, because we've got to remember this is an inner integration. Maybe being compassionate, more compassion, showing more compassion, which this is so pretty. I love that. I do really love that. It's red, it's bright, it's passionate, but it's compassion. It's sympathy for the suffering of others, often including a desire to help. So there may be something here that you have helped or supported that you thought, and there's been something that's happened, like a miracle, like something miraculous has happened, maybe through just miracles, but also it's saying if you have been part of this or you are a part of this, compassion is very important for yourself, for others. This is a really good energy. It says, just remember not to repeat mistakes, because there could be something here where maybe you thought something, and this could be something, I am reading this for the person I'm reading it for. So I don't, sometimes we'll get into environment stuff, but usually my readings specifically are about self-work. But you may have, something has lit up, or something has been found in the darkness, so like a gem, a jewel, and it's like, whoa, this is there the whole time or something. And it could be that there is some kind of compassionate, like, and this is green, like heart chakra energy in the middle of like maybe despair, maybe depression. You could have went through some really dark things, and there's still something growing here, something beautiful. And it's saying, look, this makes, and mentally this makes me feel good that something is still here. This is still viable. I am still alive. That's the message I'm getting, but it also brings in this compassion, which I'm feeling like that could be what is growing also in this space of maybe less compassion, but also you could be a part of your compassion, you being a compassionate person, showing that compassion outside yourself. You may be feeling it inside, but this is about inner integration, feeling compassion for yourself and others, all of humanity, for our journeys. This has been a message. Our journeys are not easy ones. We are emotional human beings. We go through a lot of things, a lot of emotions, and in our immaturity and in our lower conscious levels of being, we do not know how to handle all of those feelings, okay? And this has been a message. Compassion is one of the best ways to integrate spirit with the earth, okay? Because you need that, because humans can be very unaware, unconscious, even cruel, even downright ruthless. But we know there's something more there. We know there's something good, okay? So having that compassion for the animal, the journey, the having that compassion in the dark, in the mess, makes stuff grow. So obviously the caution to this card is not to repeat mistakes. If you have been not compassionate, if you have not spread compassion, or you have not shown compassion. This is saying, show that compassion now, Taurus, or whoever this is resonating with, who's watching this, and let it surround you. Let it be a part of this integration process. Compassion is very, very powerful. It's a powerful, magical, wonderful thing that we can show each other, that help each other grow, even in the darkest of our moments, darkest places in our lives. So I do feel that. Let's see about this spiritual. Ooh, I like it. You guys are getting so much color, so much beauty in your reading, just artistically. And this also says appreciate. So there is something here. It's coming together very nicely. Something here, maybe you were shown compassion in the darkest of your times. Maybe you've been shown grace and compassion and you've witnessed this. And there is something here now, new, growing, that's beautiful. And it's compassionate and it's loving. And it says appreciate. Spiritually appreciate what we go through and what we can come through, what we can still exist within and grow in, thrive in, and become. Appreciate that process. That is the message I'm getting. It says to feel grateful for something. I'm also, I can't help but think of all the times I just felt so much appreciation and gratitude for being here today. For having that little spark of life that brought me back from the dead, soul death or spiritual death is excruciating. Integrating that life that's inside of us into this world with compassion and understanding and appreciating the process is so valid and so wonderful and so miraculous, so important. So I feel like that's the energy I'm getting with your guys' reading. So you could be really coming to appreciate a process here, a bigger process, something huge that's taken phases and phases of your life to acknowledge, see, experience. There is peace and equilibrium and fulfillment in integrating the inner wild with the taming and tempering effect life has on us. I love that. It looks like you're putting in a lot of effort, or Spirit's coming in saying, you put this effort in, you're going to be rewarded. The outcome is good fortune, reward for effort. Taking care. Take care of what's around you. Take care of what you're seeing. If there's something miraculous or something happening here that you have witnessed or you're experiencing, nurture it. Pay attention to it, because there's something really nice and beautiful growing here. I love the colors in this card, and there's just spreading. There's this spreading. It feels like it feels like compassion and appreciation, and for this kind of magical, miraculous thing that's happening in your life or within yourself. I love that. The action for this is also cooperation. So we have two cooperations here. So something about cooperating here, cooperating with Spirit, and with this being starting with integration, this is also about cooperating with Spirit, cooperating with letting your mind and Spirit cooperate together to bring something compassionate into the world and nurture something that's there, and appreciate. And look at this, another caution. And this is twice, caution, gossip. Be very mindful about what you're saying about people. If you are talking badly about people or you're not showing compassion in your words. Gossip, I think of throat chakra. I think of talking. I think of speaking ill words or untruths about people or situations. So be very mindful of that. And also speak about what is true, what is right, what feels true, truth. To say those words and have them match up to what you're feeling inside is an integrative process. So that is another message coming through. Compassion and appreciate. I love that. To understand fully the meaning of importance of a particular situation. There's something very important happening here. To increase in value, especially over time. Something is becoming so valuable, so precious, and it seems really maybe unlikely in the past. If you would have looked back through your journey and said, this is not likely that maybe I'll experience this, or I'll feel this way, or I'll go through this, or I'll witness this, or I'll be a part of this. But there is something here so big that I feel like the Tauruses I am reading for right now are a part of. and it requires that you line up your words and your inner world. It requires that you show compassion and appreciation for the miracles in your life. I feel a lot of gratitude coming through in this reading, a lot of gratitude and a lot of awe. And that is what I am getting. We got 5, 5, 4, 4. Okay, let's see what this one has. Lots of bright colors, though, from this blackness, from this past darkness. There's this little speck of green has just blown up into color. Like as I'm watching this, as I'm seeing this across the board. I kind of want to, I'll show you when I get all the cards out what this is looking like, but it's so neat. It's like so much color and so much energy is coming out of this one little energetic spot in the middle of just, you know, it's like dark and there's not a whole lot of brightness or color or sparkle life there. And then there's just this blow up and this spreading of it. I love that, you guys. Oh, guess we can go that. Progress. I love this. Okay. Like I said at the beginning, integration, and this seems to be for the ones I am speaking to today, is about an integration process. And this is a very long process. And I think it's almost never ending, but there is big things we can integrate. And once those big things we've integrated, those big lessons, those big teachings, those big wisdoms we've integrated into ourselves, then we work on the next thing. And some of those take longer than others. You know, there is deep-seated things that we have to go in and work on and change and transmute. And then we have to integrate that newness that we have found into our lives. And that is very difficult for some reason. This is progress. That physically you are making progress. Just know that if you are feeling any kind of frustration or feeling like I'm not making progress or I'm not seeing the progress, it is there. There is something here. It's work being done. Like I said, you ain't going to see results yesterday. It's not an overnight thing. It's an overtime thing. It's a process, okay? And it says gradual development or improvement of something, movement forward or onward. I love that. This is physically you are moving forward. There's something that has shifted and changed and brought some major vibrancy, life to your life, and it feels like it could be even viewed as miraculous. This could be a spiritual awakening. This could be the epiphany that just lights you up and makes you feel like, wow, I got something to share now, and I got something to nurture here, and this is, you know, it feels crazy, but it's my journey. This is my truth, and I need to bring this forward. Keep moving forward, Taurus, or whoever this is resonating with. Be careful of ego getting in the way of your progress. So if you have worked through a lot of things and you are now learning to nurture or accept maybe some compassion and some, you know, when you're learning to grow and appreciate the process, try to be mindful of your ego. And that could be where the gossip or whatever, like pumping yourself up, or, you know, it could just be exaggeration. It could be completely not honoring. I feel like our words they are powerful. We can honor things with our voice. I had a conversation with my son the other day, and we were talking about it, and he brought up books and all this, and I'm like, it's our voice. That's the root of our wisdom and the root of where those books are written from here. So I think one-on-one, we can always show that appreciation and that compassion. We may not be able to save the world in a day, but every day we can touch those around us, and we can reach out to those around us, and we can appreciate those around us, and have compassion for those around us. And that's where the real difference does make a real difference. And a lot of people think if they can't save the whole world in a day, then it's not even worth trying to do that for one person. If you can't save 100, why save one? Save one. You know, take care of yourself. Honor your spirit, your soul, your voice, and you will share that with others, and you will help others do that also for themselves through inspiration or encouragement, appreciation, compassion. That stuff it spreads like wildfire. So I really do love this reading, and it's saying there is progress being made physically. You are moving forward in your physical that's the thing with integration. You feel like all this stuff's changing inside, but everything outside still kind of looks or seems the same. Spirit's coming in saying, no, there has been progress, physical progress. There's something happening in it might have seemed maybe magical or miraculous, but there's something actually physically growing here. And it's some kind of security within yourself, maybe that you didn't have before, or in your life that you didn't have before. And it's coming through compassion and appreciation, whether this has been and hopefully shown to you and you've shown this to others. I love that. Don't let fear of rejection or looking foolish stop you from moving forward. So if you have seen a miracle or experienced something, do not let your ego get in the way, and do not let fear or rejection, like if I say this, or I honor this, or I speak my mind about this, or I show in a compassion towards this person that everybody else is judging, or whatever, do not let that get in the way. Do not let the idea that somebody might think you're foolish, or you might feel rejected, or you might get, keep showing compassion and appreciation. That's the message coming through for you guys. So let's look at the advice we got here in the future. I love that, Taurus. This is a beautiful reading. Like the vibes are just, it's like a deep breath. Illusion. I love that. So be mindful, okay? And I love this. Now this is interesting because this looks like a mirror that's shattered, okay? I'm getting a shattered mirror energy from this. There could be something here with your integration process that you might, I want to say trick. There's like you can tell yourself you're seeing something, or tell yourself you're experiencing something. You could say this is just an illusion, that's like, there is this feeling here of something looking and being something great that's giving you security and compassion, appreciation, progress being made. And then this card comes out and it says something that deceives the senses or mind. For example, by appearing to exist when it does not, or appearing to be one thing when it is in fact another. The ability of appearances to deceive the mind and senses, or the capacity of the mind and senses to be deceived by appearances. Something could look one way, and this is a future card. You could even fall into some kind of illusion. It is saying a false idea, conception, or belief concerning something, a false belief system, or a false self-perception, or a false, I'm also getting the message not to, do not be deceptive. Do not say things that are not true. Do not fall into some kind of illusion, whether this is self-illusion or illusion around you. See and know what you have experienced and stay connected to that. And you may even, and I know there's been time, I'm human, we're all human. And when we go through big stuff, we're like, is this real? Like, did this really happen? Like, did I really experience this? Am I really, there's just this feeling of wanting to disassociate with the real things in life if they aren't logical, or they don't make sense, and they go against like natural law, right? Like there's this feeling of being mindful right now, Taurus, as you move forward, not to fall into or become part of your own illusion or an illusion, okay? There's something here that's honest and true that you've witnessed and experienced and seen, and it's brought security. You have a sense of security about it. There's compassion, there's appreciation, there's a progress, there's a lot of good stuff here. And then it's warning, it's a caution to also not think you have all, being arrogant creates failure. So that's the caution to this card. Don't be arrogant, and don't fall into your own arrogance, ego, thinking there's just this, there's something wanting to come out, but I'm trying to I try to say things, as nicely, and I'm not here to pick on anybody, but illusion is real, and our own self-illusion is really real. We can believe we are one thing. We can believe we're doing one thing. We can believe, and we have not done the self-examination. So we fall into this illusion, this idea that, and it could be an idea that something doesn't exist, or something, we can tell ourselves tons of things. And this illusion can go both ways, in this world, out of this world. It's very, very important to stay right here in the moment and witness, be the witness, see what you're seeing, show compassion to what you're seeing, appreciate the journey that you've been on so far. And there's been something definitely magical that's happened here. So I don't know if you could be going back and forth saying, this is a false idea, conception, or belief. But it's saying, be mindful of this illusion. Whether this is an illusion you're telling yourself, gossip, or listening to gossip. Also, that was twice in this reading. So be mindful of what you're hearing, what you're listening to, what you're speaking of. There is a feeling here of not getting swept up in an illusion, in an idea, and it feels like a formed idea. It feels like an idea or a thought that is not true. This is what it feels like. So there's something here that needs to change about an illusion. Okay. There's something here that's trying to shift and change, and it has something to do with this like broken mirror energy. And it could be just an egoic breakdown of who you thought you were, or who you believe you to be, or what you thought you believed, or what you thought it's some kind of, something is being shattered here through this process of integration. And it may even shatter the way others see you. That has come through in like lots of messages, but I am getting that energy, and it says just being arrogant creates failure. So really be humble right now about what you've experienced and what you're seeing. Be compassionate and appreciate things, because that's the opposite of arrogant. Arrogance just so dismissive. Don't dismiss something right now and fall into some kind of delusion or illusion, is what this card specifically says. An illusion about yourself, or something even that's broke, something that's even not hopeful, or not. There's something here that maybe looks disparate or whatever. There's something here that just felt like, and there, I just feel like it feels very like something, it feels very towery almost. Like it feels like I'm looking at something, and it's just, and I'm looking in this mirror, I'm looking at this thing, I see what I see, it makes me feel good, I am showing compassion, I'm appreciative, I'm making progress, I'm growing. And then I like see myself, and it's just, there's just this weird energy of not letting what you see with your eyes deceive you. Almost like, or not even your eyes, it's like your ego. Like there's this ego. Don't let your ego get in the way of the growth you're making about things that you may be able to tell yourself aren't real, or aren't miracles, or aren't special. There is something very special that's happened within you, whoever this is resonating with, and it's powerful. And it's definitely bringing forth all of this really colorful, bright, wonderful energy. And something is going to crack here. Something's going to break, and it's an illusion that you've had probably for a while about life, yourself, maybe your process. Something is shattering here, breaking down, and it just says don't let anything stop you right now. You are in this process of integration, and this is actually, I feel, through going through all the work and stuff, I feel like integration is probably one of those, I don't want to say scary, but one of those detrimental forks in the road time, because we either integrate or we fall back. We go back into our old illusion. We go back into our old ways instead of integrating our new found stuff into life, because it feels like it's too much work, or it's just exhausting. It can be very exhausting to integrate. The integration process is exhausting because you're just, you want to come out authentically. You want to be authentic, and there's so much to being authentic. And one of those things that's really hard is just being honest, and about your humanity, being honest about your journey, being really honest about what you've learned, how you felt, how you feel like you've come out on the other side of it. There's just so much to integration that can then, hey, now this is my process, this is what I've been through. Now I don't have to think about like being something I'm not, like that's the feeling I'm getting. Or yeah, like this is who I am, and this is what I've been through, and this is not, It's not me pretending to be somebody. I'm not. It's just my journey, and it's me being who I am. And sometimes when we've been multiple versions of ourselves, we kind of want to hang on to an old version of ourselves or others around us. When that changes and something new has happened, or something's changed, the gears have moved, something has shifted, and it's important to acknowledge that and to appreciate that. Yeah, that's the message I'm getting for that. It was kind of a hard message to get out, and I hope it helped somebody. But it's kind of a feeling of just a lot being kind of broke that is physical, that you thought was like what you saw is like not like what you see is not matching up to what you know, like because of something magical or something that has brought in some kind of hope, some kind of security, some kind of magic into your life, and it's just not matching up with the mirror. It's not matching up with the like the physical reality. Your physical reality feels like it's being, you have to shatter it to integrate. That's kind of what I'm getting here. So yeah, I don't know, there's something here. You know, if you've been doing a lot of work inside and you're not the same person you used to be, that's going to come forward. And there's going to be a moment where you have to look at yourself, and you have to look at your situation, you have to look at your life, and you go, this isn't matching up. This isn't matching up to who I am. This isn't matching up to what I know. And this isn't, you know, I don't want to live in this illusion. I want to be, there's an authenticity coming through here. 6 of Pentacles is the affirmation card that came out for you guys. And this is about that equal give and take, that balance. I give and receive for universal good. Knowing there's a bigger picture, not exploiting or taking advantage of people in need, or not taking too much for yourself. But this is a very fine balance of reciprocity with people around you, within you, your spirit, just really having a nice balance of equal give and take. Also, that's part of integration. I explain this so many different ways, but it's like when you're doing your work, you're away, if that makes sense. You're away from people. You may still go to work, you may still go through the motions, but you are off learning. You're off learning about yourself. You're in the depths of it. You are in the depths of it. And when you come back, when you come out of that, and you have found all the gems, and you have found all the muck, and you have cleaned out the crud, and you are absolutely sure of what you were meant to learn, and you are like, okay, I get this, I feel this now, I still am here. I'm still here on earth, and I have to be a part of this. You don't have to, but your spirit, once you have went in and found those gifts and those treasures, you will be probably most likely guided to share that with others, because that is part of our build. That's part of who we are. So giving of yourself and receiving for yourself in balanced energy, balanced ways is your affirmation. I give and receive for universal good. So something here, wanting to be acknowledged, wanting to be appreciated, wanting to bring that compassion, appreciation, make progress, moving in a direction that is going to kind of shatter the reality you might be used to, or maybe have told yourself is the only reality, you know, when there is something very magical about life and something very miraculous about the way things happen and the way we grow. And like, you'd never think something like this small could become 1,000 feet tall and freaking 30 miles wide. It's like an acorn seed. It's like something very magical, you know, here growing, trying to happen, and is happening in your life. And it could be really feeling like mind-blowing, mind-shattering, ego-shattering, really even scary, like having to face your fears and not feel like pulling back or going back into like an old way because it doesn't sound like you, or it doesn't feel like you're afraid of judgment, or you're afraid of rejection, or you're afraid that people are going to think you're a fool or looking foolish or whatever. This is really about giving what you receive, receiving what you give in fair, you know, reciprocity. That's this card, 6 of Pentacles. I love that. It's a very earthy card. Just remember that. Remember that you are giving and you are receiving, and what you're doing it for, and it's for the good of all. It's not just for you, although I do say, you know, we do our work first for ourselves, and then we are asked by our highest, most connected self to integrate and bring our bring that spiritual energy to people to help them also, go through and get through and thrive and shine and spread their light and show their love and appreciation and compassion to the world also. So this is a really, really nice reading. Let's see what you have to surrender. You can surrender to prayer, Taurus. Reach out and pray. Praying doesn't mean you have to bend down on your knees and pray. I pray all the time. In my head, all the time. I thank God. I show gratitude all the time. God being, just in general nature. Like, I am so thankful for being here today and being able to be human, even though there are times when being human is hard. Okay, and that is not a joke. It's not a lie. It says, give yourself over completely to prayer. When you pray from your heart, you will be heard throughout the universe. I love that. And answers and support will arrive. So if you are having any doubts or you need any extra support during this time of integration and this time of really trying to stick to something that you've experienced or that's changed, and it's never easy to let kind of the reality shatter. Pray on it. Go. You'll hear it. You'll feel it. You'll feel the answers. You'll feel the love, and you'll feel the guidance. But let it come from your heart, not just your mind. Let that in. Prayer is prayer. It does not matter how you pray. It does not matter. Just let that conversation be had with spirit, with your highest self, with God, with the universe, with whatever it is. Just have that conversation. Have that prayer. Have that thanks. Show that appreciation. Say thank you. Just really tap into this spiritual place right now. I really feel like this is a very magical spiritual place you have found within yourself, that you are definitely, it's giving you a feeling of security, and it's opening up your compassion, and it's showing you that there is a lot to appreciate in life. And don't let any ego or fear shatter what you've already worked on. Don't let this fear of this broken mirror, this broken illusion scare you away from the truth. Okay, that is a message I'm getting for you guys. So we're going to get a spiral oracle, and that'll wrap up your guys' reading. I love, love, love this reading, by the way. It's really wonderful energy, and it feels like a lot. It feels like a lot of work. It feels so like good, inspiring. I know I'm feeling like my heart, I'm feeling my heart just, it's happy, Let's see. Interconnection. I love that. Especially with you guys, this reading. Interconnection. Sharing that compassion, appreciation for your interconnectedness. Love. This is beautiful. I'm going to read this, and that will... Oh, and I love the 2 purple flowers on the top, too. Oh, that's such beautiful art in this deck. I love that. Interconnectedness. Let's read that. And that does go with integration too, that knowing, that realization that you're connected to everything already, and then integrating like your whole head and your whole body into that and going, oh, I am a part of this, and I need to be a part of this. Here we go. Interconnection. Oh, wow, you guys. I cannot make this stuff up, and I do not make this stuff up. Remember that broken mirror energy I was getting in this card? And it definitely looks like a broken mirror. There is so much here. The very first sentence of this card. Today, I decide to look at myself in the mirror of my solitude. The experience of my solitude changes. At times it is freedom, and at other times it is emptiness. It reflects my perception of the system of social relations, which are an essential network for maintaining my health and peace. I look at the situation we are in and observe that there is an idea rooted in individualistic societies, which speaks to us of being independent as a value, as if being an adult meant not needing anyone, when in fact no one is truly an island. And that song, Simon Garfunkel, I'm a rock, is coming to mind. Each being depends on another. The essence of nature is unity, and everything is in reciprocal interdependence. I integrate this truth with love and open my doors to a new time in which there will no longer be people dying of loneliness, because they will now have circles of love supporting them. All that compassion coming through really hard in this. The time has come to collaborate, to delegate, and to let myself be supported if I need to. Six of Pentacles, you guys. I give and receive for the universal good. Walking side by side, we advance, we create, we stumble, we care, we embrace, we work, and we rise. The key word for this card is mutualism. There are emotions that hurt me and disconnect me, making my whole system full of stress hormones. All human beings, knowing the same pain and the same fullness, are united in blood and love. By giving myself to the experience of inhabiting my solitude without suffering in it, I open myself to participation for mutual benefit. Because when I fully share myself, you help me grow. Because when you fully share yourself, I help you grow. I connect with change, with the internal revolution, and it is in joint consciousness that we create the flame that ignites all the hearts in the world. I see you on a lonely street. I see you lost child. I see you abandoned elder, and I love you eternally. I do what you cannot, and you do what I cannot. Together, we can do great things. I love that message from Spirit to end your guys' reading. Absolutely beautiful, you guys. A beautiful message, beautiful reading. It goes very nicely with this integration and touching others with what you can give and receiving that from the world, going in and doing that work. And even if it shatters what you've known or even the you that you've known, there is a love, a freedom, and a peace and a unity that is happening and you are a part of, and you are making progress and you're a part of it. And I feel we all are in our parts of our process, and it is a process and everybody's at different parts of it. But for the people that this reading is resonating with, this is a message for you, and it's a beautiful message, and I hope it helps somebody. And as always, I appreciate you guys. Hope you have a good day, and I'll talk to you later.